6 million ways to die. Choose one.
Yo, Sports Fetish TV is the dream in the house, and in the background, you hear my boy Dr. Dre going, as today is the opening and straight out of Compton. So we thought we'd start off with a little bit of mellow beats.
What's going on, man? Yeah, we got to calm everybody down a little bit.
Try to calm everybody down before the madness kicks off. Get your popcorn ready. Turn CNN on around 10 o'clock p.m. tonight, and it should be a mess.
It's gonna be electric out there, player. How you doing, man?
Listen, man, I make a lot. Listen, y'all, because I've gotten a few tweets about it in DMs. Listen, I make fun. Here's the whole thing on Straight Outta Compton with me. For some of you guys that don't know, and I'm telling my age a little bit, but I remember when this whole movement, when Snoop, Dre, and all of them, and this whole Eazy thing, I remember when it started, and it was crazy when they came out. You know, they were all West Coast guys, and for the most part, rap was like more into the East Coast guys. And then you heard about it, and then Dre and them blew up afterwards, and it was just crazy, and it was kind of electric, and the stuff that they were talking about was insane. I remember it, and then for them to be making a movie about it, I'm like, wow, how they get the rights to make a movie about that? But they'll make a movie about whatever, as long as they can put people in the seats. I obviously hope and pray that there is absolutely no violence. Everything goes off cool. I obviously don't wish violence on anyone. I hate all the racial tension and all of that. I can't stand that stuff. I'm so not about any of that. I'm a very nonviolent guy, especially since I've gotten in my older stages of my life, and I'm trying to raise 2 kids. I hate the conflicts with the police. That stuff it drives me insane. I see wrong on both sides of the spectrum. I understand both ends of it. I don't have an answer for it, unfortunately. It's a tough job the police have, and it's a tough job for some of those people in their communities with the lifestyles that they have and that they're living with. I got no explanations and no excuses for nobody. I just feel bad, and it's a tough situation on both sides of the coin.
All right.
I really hope there's no violence. But that being said, y'all,
it's Freaky Friday, man. Come on.
And the Cowboys lost.
Oh, I know. The Cowboys lost. Kid, I loved being at the bar last night. And here, I had Cowboy fans at the bar screaming like it was a playoff game last night. No, I'm like, damn, man. You guys gotta fall back.
Listen, I love the Cowboys just opened up with Brandon Weeden, so I was like, Brandon Weeden, and I was like, oh, they got a chance to win because Romo's not playing over with a beard on the sidelines, and Dez was over on the sidelines too. So Weeden looks really good. They go all the way down the field, and then they fumble the snap. And Diego gets the ball. I gotta be honest with you. I did like the way Diego's run game looked yesterday, which was surprising because Diego's a passing team, and you guys know I can't stand San Diego, so it obviously could only be the Cowboys coming into play for me to be happy that Diego would win that game.
Diego wins 17-7, man. Yeah, we started off with a little old school last night. Right up your alley, Dream. Guys, I sent a picture of the Dream loves the old school stuff, man. I sent a picture of him with the dude. I took a picture of that 50 and Up magazine. I can't believe females are in those magazines. 50 and Up, man. Guys really like that stuff, man.
Oh man,
50 and Up, MILF.
And I'm not 50, by the way.
Yeah, right, man. I'm sure you peeped that magazine. Yo, it's Freaky Friday, man. Don't be sending any of that stuff on our page, guys. That's all I gotta say about that.
Drop you with a OG picture. Listen. I've always liked an older female. Especially at this point in my life, I would like an older female even better because you don't have to deal with a lot of nonsense.
I don't know about that, man.
I do. Old chick, all she wants is, a pizza, a 6-pack, and a hotel room.
Oh, yeah. You're talking about the one-night stand kind of thing. I got it.
Right.
All right.
At the mall. Want you to pay the electric bill. Want you to, I'm saying, can you buy me a new pair of shoes?
I'm fighting
with need Pampers.
I'm fighting with Mom. Can I stay over? And then,
Nobody got no time for that, player.
Good point, man. Good point. All right, so going back to the NFL, kid, your boy Brady got in for a couple snaps and looked awful, kid.
Dude, I don't understand. I thought when the guys, I mean, I know he's appealing it, but that's another thing. What's his name played last night, too? Gates played for a minute, too. And I thought when you were suspended, you weren't allowed to play in the preseason games.
No, you're allowed to play in preseason.
You are allowed, okay.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. I did a little digging on that, and Brady went go ahead.
Other than not playing, though, what's the penalty for the? Because you can't go to I know you're not allowed to go to practice when you've been suspended.
No, I think they could practice. They just can't play in the game. Well, this Brady anyway.
Oh,
Brady's suspended for the 4 games. I believe he could take snaps in practice, but he can also play in the preseason games. So, speaking of him, man, one for 4 on passing. He had 2 series he played in, 3 and out and a 4 and out, dude. Pretty rough. So, Aaron Rodgers looked pretty good in that game, man. But Jimmy Garoppolo came in 20 for 30, 159 yards, but sacked 7 times, player.
They are so big on Green Bay again this year. I don't know if anybody's been looking at the predictions, but Green Bay is very, very highly touted. And I mean, I guess it's apropos, based on where they ended it last year and based on what we saw last year. Green Bay is definitely one of the better teams, but there's something about Green Bay. I don't know what it is. Maybe it goes back to when Favre was with them in my mind, but there's like something about them that I'm like not a full believer.
You don't think so, huh?
Yeah, I mean, as far as winning the Super Bowl, it's just like Green Bay seems to always lose that game or make that slide or they do that something dumb. I don't know what to call it. Maybe I shouldn't say something dumb, but it's just something about them that you just don't trust. And I almost want to put it on Mike McCarthy. I like him as a coach, but as far as like one of the top coaches, you know what I mean, and is winning the Super Bowl is when I like fall back from him. As far as I don't know if he's got that edge to be like or that mindset for that top-notch coach to come up with that different scheme or that ripple that you add to your team at the end of the year that gets them, over the edge. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if I agree with you on that. I think McCarthy's a hell of a coach, dude.
No,
you know what the problem is?
No, I think he's a good coach, but I think the Pete Carrolls, the Belichicks, even the dude, the Sean Payton, it's like these guys in the playoffs or at the end of the playoffs are willing to implement that one to new thing ripple to give your team that extra edge and that extra push to get them to win the Super Bowl. McCarthy, I see him continuing along with what he's done all season long. You understand what I mean?
Yeah, I got you. It's their defense, man.
Yeah.
It's their defense that's been historically bad, over the last few years anyway. So
yeah, but we've had bad defenses or defenses not that great come in and be able to get over that and win the Super Bowl. But I don't know. It's just something with Green Bay. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it.
Guys, today is Freaky Friday, man. We're looking at all the most beautiful female photos that you can send. Send us all the best of the best. My man Sir Mata just sent something in gray sweatpants at the gym, kid. Oh, my God. Crazy, dude. I love it. That one right there, I'm feeling big time, dude. Did you see that? The one with the tattoos on her back?
I'm in there right now.
Oh. Anyway, guys, a little bit more notable NFL news. How about the New York Jets? Looking in turmoil over there, kid. Detroit Tigers beat them 23-3. Matthew Stafford looked pretty good, man. He had a couple of completions, 57 yards at a TD. I love Matthew Stafford, man. That's one of my favorite quarterbacks.
I like Staff, too. With Staff is always about, can he stay healthy? Can he keep, can he stay healthy? I shouldn't say that's really the big issue with him. Detroit's going to be interesting. I want to see how their defense is going to look with Sue leaving. I really like that Detroit team. I was rooting for them last year when they also got robbed in the Cowboy game. Yeah, and I didn't forget about that. I was thinking about them. And I'm wondering what they're going to do this year. They're another team that needs to, push it to the next level at the end of the season. So I guess for starters, it will be to get Stafford healthy through the whole season and along with the rest of the cast. But real interested in seeing what they're going to do this year. As I did win quite a bit of money with Detroit last year.
Yeah, definitely, man. That defense was absolutely outstanding. And, they're kind of alluding to the fact that the Miami Dolphins will be pretty good on defense with Sue in the lineup here.
Man, but they weren't. The Dolphins didn't have a problem with their defense.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's what I'm saying. And now that they got Sue in the lineup, they'll be a little bit better, man. So Chicago Bears beat up on the Dolphins 27-10. But Tannehill,
that's not a good sign right there, though.
Well, no. I mean, they pulled Tannehill out after one series. Kid, Tannehill went up and down the field, 6 for 7, 56 yards and a touchdown. I'm still not a big fan of Tannehill.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm still not a big fan of Tannehill, but he did look pretty good last night. I got to give it to him.
I don't like Tannehill either. I'm not a big fan of him. His girlfriend knows dope. I'll give him that. The thing is the thing with preseason that I tell guys, people are going to hate when I say this, and I know in some teams it doesn't make a difference, like the Patriots or Seattle. But other teams, I think, if their booty guys are better than your booty guys, you should start being a little bit concerned. And in this case, I would start being a little bit concerned with the Dolphins, only because we know Chicago is dusty.
Yeah, good point. Good point, man. I don't know. We'll see what happens. You heard Gamblou come on and tear it up yesterday, and he did say something about the Dolphins possibly winning the division, man. So you said he's on an island by himself with that. Good. Yo, big ups again.
I had to let my boy loose with that. I love Lou and respect everything he says. Obviously, and I take it to the heart. But I'm not going against the Patriots. I've gone against the Patriots in the past, and it's just not worked out.
Yeah, definitely, man. And let's see what else happened. Baltimore 30-27 over New Orleans. Breezy didn't get any snaps, dude.
Really?
Yep, Breezy didn't get any snaps. Matt Schwab, go ahead.
That game went exactly like it would go in regular season.
Yeah, right.
Baltimore got a big lead, and then the Saints tried to come back in the end, and then Baltimore blew the lead, and then the Saints almost came back, and then Baltimore got the lead back again.
Yes.
It's like regular season stuff almost with them.
I know, man. Crazy, dude. So, guys, as I alluded to earlier, we are on Freaky Fridays. Use the hashtag SBTVNation with all your photos so we could see and judge the best of the best. Guys, I got a little surprise for you, man, in a couple of minutes. So just stay tuned for that. Got a special guest coming on that's not normally rocking the airwaves here with us during the week. So we'll get that popping because we got a lot of baseball to talk about. But we also got some football to talk about, man. We got some games tonight, Dream.
No doubt. Let's get right into that.
Do you got the I'm going to need you to pull up the lines.
Oh, and the lines? Oh, no problem. Hold on.
Yeah, no problem. I'm going to need you to pull up the lines and see what we got on here, dude. Because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games tonight. So ready to rock and roll.
Do not bet on preseason. Please don't do it. I try to tell you guys. Just watch it. I know you're excited. I know it's right there. I know you can't wait. I know baseball is, dusty. Don't bet on preseason, though. Please don't do it. It's just not a good thing to bet on. These guys, you watch the game. If you watch the game, you know why. They're going for it on fourth downs. They're, doing all kinds of stuff, putting in guys that, they never saw before. I had the lines up, player.
All right, man. What you got?
All right. Well, we got Tennessee. Tennessee is playing Atlanta. It's in Atlanta. That's a 7:00 p.m. Eastern Standard start. We got Atlanta -1.
Okay.
The Bills are playing Carolina. It's in Buffalo. The Bills are -3. We've got Cincinnati playing the Giants. It's in Cincinnati. The Bengals are -3 as well.
Okay.
Jacksonville is playing the Steelers. It's a pick'em.
Yep.
The Raiders are playing St. Louis, and it's a pick'em as well.
Okay.
Seattle's playing the Broncos, and Seattle is -5 playing Peyton ball.
Didn't that you think your boy will get any snaps? Probably get a couple of series in there.
I would say you'll get one series.
Yeah, 1 or 2 or whatever. But going back to the first one, man, I'm pretty interested to see Marcus Mariota in the lineup for Tennessee, man. How about you?
And see, that's the thing that you guys that you don't know how long these guys are going to stay in. Certain guys may stay in longer than other guys as you're trying to figure out who's like Buffalo. Like, they might leave a guy out there for the whole game.
Yeah, right.
But, no, I'm just joking, obviously. But certain guys are going to be in longer than other guys. You just don't know what they're going to do. So I know some of you are going to bet it regardless. Please at least keep the money down low. Don't bet no serious money. Don't be going ham on no preseason game.
Well, they got a live in-game wagering. They got team totals. They got the whole package going for that now. I was looking at some of the lines last night and just kind of like, wow, man, unbelievable. It's like regular season football, man.
Yeah, it is. And I'll tell you, dude, I got to be honest with you, man. The few games I've watched, because I watched the Patriot-Packer game a little bit, a little bit of it, half of it. And then I watched most of the Dallas-San Diego game. I got to tell you, it wasn't – usually preseason's hard for me to watch. It wasn't hard for me to watch yesterday or the day before when I watched the other game.
Oh, man. You know what? I was going back and forth with that, and believe it or not, you're going to probably kill me for saying this, but I was watching the Yankee game too, dude. Oh. I was going back and forth because I went kind of ham on the Yankees, dude. Okay. You know what? Hey, it is what it is, and we gotta have a conversation about your New York Yankees, but we'll do that after football, dude. But
guys, I would say that what might be interesting, as we saw with the Jets yesterday, as we had all that, off the field dynamics all week, and then had to travel and then a mess yesterday. You might want to look at the Buffalo Bills, as Carolina also had a little bit of a headache with Killer Cam fighting and whatever going on in there. But it's a different dynamic over there, as Carolina is a little bit of a better team than the Jets. So and their fight wasn't as big of a deal. But you might want to take a look at that. I don't think I'm not saying it's going to be a big deal, but you might. The other thing is the Steelers just played on Sunday night. They played the Vikings, and now they come Friday playing again. They're playing the Jaguars today. So it's like they already got a game under their belt. So you might want to look a little bit towards Pittsburgh. Listen, I told y'all don't bet first, yeah, right. All right? So now if they lose, don't be dreaming me up on Twitter. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You stink already. I don't want to hear none of that because I'm telling you not to bet, but I know you guys are going to bet. So I would say, like, if I was going to get involved, I would probably look maybe towards those two games, look towards maybe the Bills, and definitely look towards maybe the Steelers. As the Steelers are getting out there, their guys have gotten a little bit more reps than the Jaguar guys have.
Remember the guy Mope Man came on last year, was preseason capper? That was hilarious, dude.
Like you said, remember. He's now
I wonder if he's around, man. We got to get him back on to see what he's got to say, man. The Mope Man. It's been a long time. I remember he came on and you were like, all right, so who's starting? He's like, That was funny. Hey, guys, tonight we will be on Houston radio yet again. Dream, I think we're in the same time slot, dude.
6:15 Eastern Standard Time, guys, p.m. If you want to check us out, once again, it's KOCH. They have an app. You can download the app. I know you can do it on your iPhone or your iPad because I've got it downloaded. I don't know about the other devices, but they do have an app. If you guys want to listen to us, we'll be going on there. We'll have a little bit of fresh information. It's going to be a little bit different than it was last week, as we've tailored a little bit of what we want to talk about, and we have a clear-cut direction after having been on already. So it should be pretty good.
Oh, definitely, man. I'm going to add someone to the group call right now if I can. I got my second surprise person on a Friday on the line today.
Yo!
The evil genius of Major League Baseball. Just for you, Dream. What's going on?
What up, man?
What's up, Dream? What's up, kid?
What's going on, brother? I ain't talked to you in a minute. How you doing?
I know. It's been a minute, man. Crazy day yesterday. Thank God. Had a little bounce back after that terrible Thursday, man. But, I had this crazy run line parlay yesterday at $100 to win like $1,200. And I hit every run line, and I'm waiting for the Dodgers game. So, of course, I had to throw my $500 to hedge, and thank God I did because they look like garbage.
Oh, yeah, man. They got smoke showed last night, kid. It was 10-3.
By the Reds.
Dude, the Reds have kind of been notorious for being a little bit of a pain in the ass these days, man.
Yeah, when they want to be. You know, it's kind of crazy, but hey, I'm happy that I hedged. I mean, you know, I still ended up, and that's the beauty of hedging. Still ended up plus 500, you know, on that play. So
absolutely, man. Good for you, Dan. Good for you. So, yeah, what'd you do? Who'd you have? The Mets, Toronto, and who else?
I had the Mets, Toronto, Chicago, and the Dodgers, the Cubs, and the Dodgers.
Fantastic.
So, yeah, so in the morning, you know, obviously the Mets by the end was a laugher. The Cubs was a laugher. You know, Toronto wanted to make it, you know, wanted to let those guys get close at the end. But it was nice to hit 3 out of the 4 with the 4 still pending. So
absolutely.
And then you got me on the Yankees. Good call on that, kid.
Oh, definitely, man. I went a little crazy on that, man. So hey, you know what? I had to, Dan. I had to. And speaking of the Yankees, guys, Dream, you got any more football you want to talk with Dan real quick before we get into the Yankees?
No, I'm pretty good with the football. I just want, you know, one more. I want to reiterate, guys, I did not give out those picks. I'm just recommending if you're going to play, first, I told you don't play preseason, but if you're going to play, you might want to look at
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah, good deal. And Dan, we are on Freaky Friday, just so you know, man. The hashtag SBTVNation. I got my man Fast Eddie already sending a picture of Kathy.
He got a 4-piece and he ends it with Kathy. The 4-piece is crazy. Rick Lopez got a couple of bombs he got out here too. Yado got a 2-piece getting on the ship. It's coming in now heavy. Rick Lopez, I'm loving the shorts on the bicycle.
Oh, you're going to love what Rick Lopez just sent against the brick wall, son. Oh, my God.
Brick wall.
Crazy.
Oh, there it is. Yep, got it.
Wow. Dan, we use the hashtag SBTVNation. If you click on all tweets, you'll see them all, brother, and we will go from there. So, Dan, I want to talk to you real quick about the New York Yankees, man. Listen, like I said, I took them last night, and, you know, went a little heavy on it, and I was watching them, and I got to be honest with you, man, their age is starting to really show.
Oh, it's, you know, 100%. 100%. You know, I watch a fair amount of those games, obviously, having guests, especially when they're not playing the same time as the Mets. And their bat speed on a lot of the guys. You know, Teixeira looks slow. There's balls in the outfield that you're like, you know, look, as a Mets fan, I was used to Beltran getting to everything.
Yep.
And then, I mean, it's like, what major problem for them down the stretch. I thought they had to make a big move at the trade deadline to kind of bolster them. I think Toronto is going to kind of do the same thing the Mets are doing to the Nasties. I think they passed them. They're not going to look back, and they're just going to keep on rolling, man. Really?
Well, you were calling Toronto even before they made those trades, Dan.
Oh, you know, hey, I called Toronto to win this division from the beginning of the year. Mm-hmm. That was my AL East division winner.
Yeah.
You know, I saw the offense, and if you go back to that show and you listen, I think the one thing I said was they're going to have to make a trade for a pitcher at some point.
Yep.
And they did that.
Yes.
They did that. So now, I mean, with Price, and look, I would take Price right now over Tanaka and over any other frontline starter in the AL East.
Right.
So, you know, I got to give the edge to Toronto. I think the Yankees, I don't think they'll fade. I still think they'll make a wild card. But crazy stat from last night that I heard, there are 8 teams right now within 4.5 games of the first wild card.
Right.
So, you know, and you got teams like the Twins look like they're coming back to life. You know, I mean, Texas, you don't know. I mean, there's just so many unknowns. And the Yankees, yeah, they do look old, and I don't have a lot of faith in them. And they got to go up against Price in Toronto today.
I know, man. They're a plus 205 underdog today. Dream. The Yankees are a plus 205 underdog at Toronto today, brother.
No doubt.
What do you think about that, man, versus David Price?
I told you, listen, hey, I'm glad you got Doc on, because now I really could just fall back, because I don't care. Personally, I'm right now worried about what the Niners are going to do on defense this season and trying to figure out how much I'm going to bet against them game one. I'm trying to get this Freaky Friday contest winning. And, hey, listen, my bankroll is dead right now. I am not poisoning it with this end of the season baseball that's about to get erratic.
I'm thinking with the Niners, I'm going to take every team that they play and take their team total over.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's gonna be. It looks bad, man. It really looks bad. In a hard, very hard. I wouldn't mind him. So right now, I didn't really love Jim Harbaugh, but I actually would. What's going on? Having him back at the head coach would at least help us out a little bit, because I don't know about this guy with a new one.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you there for sure. But anyway, back to this Toronto Yankees baseball game.
Yes.
Nova got blown up. I mean, not really blown up, but 5 1/3, 4 hits, 4 earned, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts last time at home against Toronto. And now he's got to go on the road. And normally I wouldn't take, I like the Blue Jays here -1.5. Here's the thing. We just talked about the age of the Yankees.
Yep.
I think that plays really, really poorly on an AstroTurf field, too. They're not their second base is terrible. Their shortstop is strong defensively. Their outfield is old. Even though center field is okay, but I think the Blue Jays are on this roll right now. And you got Nova coming in, who hasn't been great. And you see what the Blue Jays do to guys that haven't been great. They dominate them. And then you got Price. And, Price in the dome, I'll take him all the time. But I got to take the -1.5 here.
All right, man. But you do remember, up until the last outing on the 8th, which was about 6 days ago, the Yankees have historically beat the snot out of Price, though.
They have. And remember, I took the Yankees because I sat there and I can't remember who was the opposing starter in that game, whether it was Nova that day or who it was. But I was like, the Yankees were plus 240 or something.
Yeah.
And it was more of a science experiment play. But after what I saw Price do last time at Yankee Stadium, 7 innings, 3 hits, no earned, 3 walks, but 7 strikeouts to go along with that. And he's been really, really good in Toronto in the few games he's been there. Look, I definitely get it, but I gotta ride my man Price tonight.
All right. Well, when something I heard yesterday on the radio, and I was listening to the Yankee game, and actually made a lot of sense. So they were talking about how some of these guys in their 30s, A-Rod's 40 now. How when they get into August, what happens is they start using their upper body a lot more than their and not really using their legs when they're swinging the bat because they're tired.
Definitely true for certain players, but I don't know, man. A-Rod's a DH. He plays the field every now and again, and then you got Teixeira, who plays first base, not running all over the yard. It's definitely true that you got to make sure that you're being fundamentally sound, and those legs do get a little heavy under you. But, yeah, man, that's why right now I really like David Price, because of the plus fastball. If you look at who the Yankees are going to have trouble with.
Whoa.
Ooh.
That dream. All right, go for it. Keep going.
Oh, all right. But anyway, if you look at who the Yankees are going to have trouble with, it's going to be people with plus fastballs, because they're going to be late getting around on them.
Sure.
Right now, they just don't look good. They need something to re-energize them. You got to give them a couple days off, a couple blows, even though you can't really do that. These guys have lost. They had a 7-game lead 16 games ago. Think about that.
Yeah, right.
7-game
Exactly.
lead 16 games ago. If the Yankees were the Mets, New York would be on fire, because this happens all the time.
Absolutely.
This is crazy. So, look, like I said, the Yankees, every game is super important to them, so I don't know if they're going to get guys rest, but it's definitely a big deal.
Absolutely, man. So you're feeling the Toronto Blue Jays -1.5, and a lot of people have been taking them -1.5 and cashing the last 10 games, dude.
I know. And yesterday got a little close against the A's, and it was you were sitting there like a little rocky. But today you go out there and look. Right now the -1.5 is at -125. I think you get closer to 7 o'clock. That's going to come closer to even money. So I might hold off on it a little bit, see if you can get some more value out of there. But that's what I expect.
Got it. All right, man.
By the way, Yahtzee from Yotto, that's a great picture, man. I love that.
Oh.
That's slamming.
Dream, are you still on the line?
Oh, no, I just woke up. I was snoring. Did you guys be snoring? I'm sorry, my bad.
Oh my God, Freaky Friday got me going.
What I gotta tell you, man, I gotta be honest with you. You have absolutely poisoned Hatter because he thinks he's a baseball aficionado now, and I gotta thank you for that because my boy never really did baseball like he's doing it now, and I love Hat. Hat hits me up at like 8 o'clock in the middle of the evening, like I'm trying to hang out with the kids or get them in baths or do something, and Hat's hit me up with some baseball talk, and did I see this, and he figured out the run line, and he's figured out the magic formula, and I'm like, son, can you please get off the phone with me right now?
Well, that's why just for you, Dream, when football season starts up, the regular season, because I'm like you, I don't play no preseason BS, but we're going to do a lot of baseball, football parlays to make that money.
Oh, absolutely.
Keep you interested there.
Yes, definitely.
And I do love baseball. I will say that I do get into baseball when the playoffs get here. It's exciting, it's interesting, and I would rather bet on it then. It's just there's just too many games. You watch a game like last night. You're not telling me that the Dodgers and them was like, you know what, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You're not telling me they didn't say that. They were like, oh, whatever, man. You know what? This is cool. We hate out here. That's, you know what I'm saying? Damn, even St. Lucia sometimes on the road, them guys are like, all right, you know what? We're good with them. Let them win. We're going to the playoffs anyway, so whatever. And that's like,
now I don't think that's happening because you got a whole bunch of teams bunched up at the top of divisions. You got the Giants and the Dodgers, and the Giants, hey, it was close, but Vogelsong managed to beat the Nasties last night. Nasties losing again.
Yep.
And then, the Dodgers are definitely seeing that, and they know when they drop a game like that to the Reds, that's a big deal. I agree with you, maybe in April or May, even in June, that might happen. I think right now, though, is when the teams are putting forth, they're in fifth gear. They're trying to make that burning line to the pennant, especially with the wild card, meaning you only get the one-game playoff. So I definitely feel that, baseball is what it is. Sometimes there are a lot of games, but a lot of value out there, man. The books make a lot of mistakes.
Oh, got it. All right, man. So
By the way, you got a play on the Yankees Blue Jays series price yet?
I do not.
I'm sure it's going to be like minus 200.
Yeah, it's probably really heavy. I mean, you got Price. Is R.A. Dickey going to be in that rotation for the series?
I'm trying to see. You got Price, so then you probably Price. It's Price. Then tomorrow is Estrada, which will obviously break down, and then Hutchison, who's been dominant lately, even with his 5.26 ERA. He's 11-2, and he's going to go up against Severino on Sunday.
Okay.
So the Yankees do have Tanaka on Saturday against Estrada. So the series play might still be in play, guys, because what you're going to see Price dominate this game, but, Tanaka is a man of pride, and I think if he goes out there and sees, Price dominate today, he's going to want to go out there and do the same thing tomorrow. And it could come down to that third game, which I really like Hutchison in.
Definitely, man. Hey, Dream, can you look up real quick while we're doing this who's retweeting the show and shout them out for us? Guys, we appreciate it if you could retweet our show. We really always love when you do that for us, man. What you got there, Dream?
Hold on 1 second, brother.
All right, no problem. While you're looking for that, Dan, we got one game during the day. We got a in-state, in-city rivalry here, man. We got the Cubs at the Chicago White Sox. This game, I looked at it earlier before I went on the air, and it's got me completely scratching my head because I know the Cubs have been stellar as of late. They've been winning like nonstop, but the White Sox seem like they're on that little, all right, let's start winning again and going on one of our streaks as well. So
and we got Weekly out there on the retweet, Face Kicker, Lone Star Ombre, DJC, Sin City Maverick, Jay Snyder, Matty Fresh, Winning Picks, AZ Wildcat 83, my man Kurt Lauderdale. What's going on, players? Your golf has looked pretty stellar so far.
Oh, absolutely.
Sir Mada's out there, Direct Sports Solution. Want to send you a big shout out and say thank you very much again for all your support and your King of Spreads, Swag, OJFB, Holiday, J-Cast, P for Perez, G Rose, JDH, Bully Sports Cards, Benjamin Rowe, Jordan H, Ciroc King J, C. Rodriguez Jr., and Rick Lopez.
All right, and I got a couple of more that just came in as well. We've got MG86. I've got, let's see, TBW and Triple B. All right, Dan, so back to the Cubs and White Sox, man. Cubs have Kyle Hendricks, and White Sox have Jeff Samardzija. Cubs minus 115 with an under-over of 8. Guys, this is a 4:10 Eastern Standard Time start. Dan, I don't know who to pick here.
See, you got to be all over the Cubs, man. Now, look, if you look, you're saying that, the White Sox are on this roll, but I actually disagree with you, right? You're talking about a team that, now, from August 2nd, they lost 3 in a row. One to the Yankees and the Rays twice. They won one against the Rays. They got swept at the Royals. And then they beat the Angels, and the Angels are looking absolutely pathetic right now. You have Albert Pujols leaving a freaking village on the bases, talking about getting into August and looking old. That dude hasn't done anything.
I know.
Anything. And, I got to say, guys, for those of you, I would get off the Angels now, because it looks like Pujols, who was really driving that team. Remember, he had like 25 home runs in the first half.
Right.
And he's only had like 4 since. He's had plantar fasciitis foot problems his whole career. And when that pops up, it does not go away. There's nothing that can make it go away. So that's a huge deal. So the Cubs being minus 110 today, I love it. Look, Samardzija has been garbage lately on the road and at home. At Boston, he did go 8 innings, gave up 7 hits and 4 earned. Remember, his last 2 starts, he didn't make it out of the 5th inning. Yeah. At home against the Yanks, 4 2/3, 8 hits, 9 earned. And at Kansas City, 6 hits, 7 earned. And you're going into a Cubs team right now, or Cubs are coming into them, and they've been hot. And his last road start, Hendricks at Milwaukee, 7 innings, 4 hits, only an earned run. In his last start against San Francisco, they beat him up a little bit. But in his last 7 overall, he's 3-1 with a 2.91.
Okay.
So, versus Samardzija, who's 3-3 with a 4.78. So almost a 2-point earned run difference. At minus 110, this is the first mistake of the day from the books. Not only am I riding the Cubs, I'm riding the Cubs run line, and I expect them to blow them out today.
Wow.
Cubs want to walk in to the White Sox. Look, it's a little train ride, down the road for these guys. They don't have to leave. They still get their home cooking. There are going to be a ton of Cubs fans in there. The Cubs have been ridiculously hot lately. They want to show the White Sox. It's like when the Mets are good and they walk in the Yankee Stadium and they're like, all right, let's do this.
Yep.
It's that same feeling. The Cubs have been kind of the lesser team for, 100 years.
Yeah.
So I think they go in there and destroy him today, man.
All right, sounds good, man. Sounds good. Dream, what do you got? Who do you got in the lead so far, man? As far as Freaky Fridays.
It's also right now. Rick Lopez is doing his thing. Winning picks is out there. I like what he's putting forth. Yaddo's been doing his thing as well. So it's a toss-up right now. But we're gonna rely on our guest call-in to call it as far as the winner today.
Oh, definitely. All right. That's C. Rodriguez Jr. Is going to be calling in shortly.
Should be calling in shortly. You know what? I'm going to take off, actually.
Yeah, your headset's a little crazy. So all good, brother. All good. So
right.
Who do you got a shout out on your way out of here?
Hey, I want to thank everybody, as always, for retweeting the show. Everybody that's giving their support. You guys know who you are for the most part. C. Rodriguez Jr., Rick Lopez, Direct Sports Solution, Betting the Dream, BPP, World Sports Picks, Kurt Lauderdale, Deeks Picks. We got Rich Winter coming up on Monday as well, guys. So make sure you listen in. We'll put something out on Twitter over the weekend. I'll be a little active, actually, I will not. We'll see. I'll see what I can do over the weekend, as I am going away this weekend. So we'll see what I can do with that. Philly picks as well. Vegas Girl 92661. Deeks picks. Guys, thank you. Doc, so good to talk to you, brother. Hey, you guys have a good weekend. Take easy. Check us out on KOCH tonight.
Yeah, definitely. Dream, I'll see you later on when you come in and we do that little side-by-side little banter back and forth, man. Looking forward to it tonight. All right, take care.
KCOH, I'm just joking.
All right. All right. Later. All right, Dan, so I think what we'll do is we'll just go through the notable stuff.
Yeah,
the stuff that actually makes sense, as far as
the Cubs are one of my favorite plays of the day, so I'm happy we talked about that.
All right, perfect. How about your New York Mets surging? The Metropolitans get in first place.
Yeah. I mean, 4.5 games up now. It's been surreal
Yeah.
It's been surreal.
Hello?
Yes. C. Rodriguez Jr.'s here. How you doing, brother?
What's up, Pat? I'm good.
Oh, that's good, man. You awake, kid? You alive? What's up?
Yeah, man, just did a double last night, So.
Oh, damn, dude. Well, you know what? What we're going to do is, guys, this is my boy C. Rodriguez Jr. He is calling in to Judge Freaky Friday, dude. Thank you very much for calling in after a double, my God.
No doubt. Appreciate that.
All right, definitely. All right, Dan. So Dan is breaking down some MLBs, dude. Let me just ask you real quick, Dan. Sorry to cut you off when he called
good,
in,
man.
but dude, are you? What are you doing, man? You've been a big supporter of the show. We love you to death for it, dude. Always retweeting us and always showing us the love, dude. Are you gambling? You handicapping? What are you doing out there, player?
I'm just a gambler.
You're just a gambler,
No.
and how you been doing so far?
following the nation.
How you been?
Not too bad.
All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let you do the hashtag SBTVNation and take a look at the female photos while myself and the evil genius break down some of these MLB games.
All right.
Sounds good, dude. So, Dan, so the New York Metropolitans, dude, playing the Pittsburgh Pirates today, man. Wow.
I know. And
go ahead.
I can't wait for the series play to come out.
Oh, I know. Wow, you're feeling your Metropolitans, aren't you?
I am, because whenever you go into a game with J.A. Happ, look, I know Coulon's starting today, and he's been bad, right? In his last, in his last 7 starts, he's 1-5 with a 4.46. But, a bunch of those starts, he did get kind of bitten by the no-run support bug. And, I mean, he did blow it in Tampa last time out on the road. But at home, look, I fully expect him to be locked and loaded. J.A. Happ in his last 6 starts, he's 1-2 with a 7.57. All right, the Mets are minus 120. Cologne scares me a little bit, but it just looks like whatever the pitching won't do on a day, the offense will pick you up. And the Mets know this is a big series. I mean, if they can come out of here, the Pirates are kind of reeling. I know they won last night against a good Cardinals team, but they almost blew it in the 9th after losing 2 out of 3 in that series. Coming into a Mets team that's like a buzzsaw right now, I'm on the Mets at minus 120 today, especially with Happ on the mound.
All right.
And I'll be on the Mets series play depending on what it comes out at.
All right, cool deal. C. Rodriguez Jr., are you betting baseball, man? You got any feeling on the Pirates and Mets?
Oh, the Mets are hot right now.
Definitely.
I'm from Queens, New York, so they're just on a roll.
Yeah, I know. What, Dan? What are they? 11-2 in their last 13?
Yeah, and I think it's even better than that dating back. But yeah, they're on a roll, man.
Wow.
Are you from Queens, man? What part?
Yeah, Astoria.
Okay, no, I know Astoria well. My dad and my grandmother all grew up in Flushing. So Flushing and Jamaica State. So I know where you're
Yeah, my
talking
sister
about.
was in Flushing now.
Oh, cool
Oh, right
deal.
on, man, right on. Yeah, no, but it's fun to be out there right now, man. I'm sure you guys aren't appreciating the extra traffic since the games have actually been sold out. But
Yeah,
hey, Citi Field's been rocking, and look, Mets fans and New York baseball fans. There's like a bunch of markets where fans are really knowledgeable. St. Louis, New York, Boston. Teams like fans like that, and they know that this series is huge because you got a chance to put some cushion on the Nasties, who are looking like garbage, playing a good San Francisco team. The Pirates are in that first wild card still, so the Mets know that you can't ever. You need to wrap something up. So this could be it. I think they put a hurting on them.
I concur, Dan. I concur. You know how I feel about this Pittsburgh Pirates team anyway. So, listen.
Tonight with Bartolo.
Oh, I know. Bartolo Colon on the mound today versus J.A. Happ. But, when I look at this Pittsburgh Pirates team, man, when I see them, I mean, they're what are they, 20 games over 500? Something crazy. Yeah, 20 games over 500, Dan. So, unless they have an absolutely epic collapse, they'll definitely make that wild card.
Yeah, I mean, you're right, but there's some teams surging. I couldn't. It would really be almost an epic type collapse to not at least make the wild card.
Yes.
But I don't know. After losing 2 or 3 to St. Louis, they never played them well. I'm wondering if they're a little bit shook.
Yeah, good point.
And now the Mets are 10 games over. So let's say in a perfect world, the Mets sweep this series. it's actually like not, you know, I know the Mets will probably end up winning division if that happens, knock on wood, but, you know, that could really put the Pirates, what, they're 66-46. The Cubs right now are 65-48, only a game out of that one wild card. And then you got the Giants at 61-53 still, 4.5 back of the first wild card. So the Pirates have lost a lot of ground. They could lose that first wild card by the end of games today.
Wow, unbelievable, dude.
To the Cubs. The Cubs would move into second place in the division behind the Cardinals. And then, you know, you would have, if the Giants win against the Nats, hey, man, Pirates have a chance to be out of the wild card by the end of the weekend.
Wow, that's sick.
Completely. If the Mets sweep them and the Giants sweep the Nasties, they might be in a virtual tie, but still, I mean, it's like crazy what's going on here. Teams with big leads blowing them.
Yeah, definitely. C-Rod, you got anybody in the lead yet for Freaky Fridays or what?
I like winning picks.
Winning picks, huh? I got to take a look at that and see what it is. Hashtag SBTVNation, guys. Let me take a look and see what we got, man. So what we're going to do is Dan and I are going to finish this up, you know, as far as the MLB is concerned. We got another 5 minutes of the contest, guys, to see what we got going on. But let me take a look at what my man Winning Picks has sent so far. What picture are you referring to?
He sent two with two girls in the white bikini and another one.
Okay.
By herself.
All right, let me take a
Yotto
look.
had a nice one, too.
Yotto always has nice ones, dude. That's like his trademark.
Yeah.
All right. Winning Picks. Oh, yeah, boy. Wow. That one is sick, dude. Unbelievable, man. Some of the stuff Ciroc King J is sending, too, is just absolutely outstanding.
Man,
Money.
I got to ask you about something that has normally been money in the bank but hasn't, kid.
What's that?
What is up with that Royals bullpen right now?
Oh, my God, bro. Let's go to that game real quick.
That killed me yesterday.
Dude, the bullpen. Dude, I keep hearing everybody talking about how dope the Royals bullpen is, but every single time I either am involved in it or I'm watching it or whatever, I see the bullpen give up runs, dude. And get
2 games in a row.
Yeah, man. I mean, they're saying they're one of the best in the major leagues. I disagree with that, Dan.
Dude, and you know, I was kind of laughing at myself yesterday because I had the Royals pretty heavy on the money line because, you know, I just thought the Royals were going to outscore them. I thought it was going to be kind of a high scoring game, but I expected that if the Royals got into the bullpen with the lead, then it would be a lock, right? I mean, you got, you know, whatever it was, Guthrie or whatever, out there. And I'm sitting there, and they're up. And I'm like, you know what? I should probably hedge this. You know, and at that point, like the Angel, it was a pretty favorable hedge. So I did it a little bit and kind of like almost laughing at myself. Like, oh, why did I even do that? I just threw away money. I'm going to make more money. And then all of a sudden, the bullpen blows it again. So, I mean, happy that I hedge, guys. Always hedge a little bit if you can. Like, if it's favorable, just do it because you'll hate yourself a lot less in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I got a little caught up. Another pick by Yotto, man. Just coming in strong.
Yeah, man. You know what? These Freaky Fridays, it's tough to pay attention sometimes, Dan.
Yeah, and then talk.
Yeah, I know. Exactly, man. You know, when you're drooling all over your microphone, I get it. So speaking of Kansas City, we got the LA Angels coming into the Kansas City Royals. LA with Jared Weaver and KC with Danny Duffy. KC minus 135 with an under-over of 8 runs. And Dan, you think Kansas City bounces back with Duffy on the mound today or what?
Oh, man. I think so. You know, and I was sitting here and, you know, looking at, you know, playing this game. I'm looking at the minus 135. And I'm not a Jared Weaver guy at all.
Yep.
Man, oh, man, I want to take this really badly, but I think it's actually going to come down. I think the line is going to get closer, you know, closer to even than farther away for the Royals. So I'm going to wait on this a little bit. But, I mean, Jared Weaver throws like, you know, 80 miles an hour now. And the league has caught up with him. His last 3 starts at home, you know, he had a decent game against Baltimore, but he only went 5 innings. And his games before that, Arizona put up a 4 spot, Oakland put up a 4 spot. In his last 7, he's 1-4 with a 5.11. All right,
and then Angels don't do too good against lefties neither.
Right, exactly. And then you got Duffy, who overall this season, you look at his numbers and they're not great, but he's found it. His last 7, he's 3-1 with a 2.74. I'm going to see if it goes down. I'm definitely going to ride Kansas City here. I'm just waiting to see what happens if the line gets a little better.
All right, yeah, it sounds like a game that you almost want to kind of stay away from, to be honest with you, if you were me. So
I think that they smash Jared Weaver tonight, and Duffy has been really good, and he's at home. So I hear what you're saying, but I am going to ride Kansas City today. I just want to see if it gets better than 135.
All right, C-Rod, you got anything to interject on that particular matchup?
Well, I agree with Dr. Dan. Like I said, the Angels don't hit lefties too well. So I kind of like the Kansas City Royal play. I was on the Angels yesterday.
Oh, good for you. Good for you, man. Good for you.
Yeah, good for you. That was a Pepto game for both of us.
I got 3 more games that I want to discuss, but what I'm going to do right now is C. Rodriguez Jr. I think we're at that time. We usually make the decision around 3 minutes before the hour. So at the end of the day, who do you think is sent the best and sexiest photo on Twitter right now with the hashtag SBTVNation?
Oh, wow. I'd probably have to go with Ciroc.
Ciroc King J, as usual, man. Which one?
The one with the girl in the sand.
The one with the girl in the sand. All right, let me take a look at that.
With the waterhead, and she got the black bathing suit on.
Oh, let me take a look, guys. Just give your boy a second, man. Let me take a look at this and see what oh my God, dude.
Yeah, that's right there.
Oh, all right. Sounds good, man. Well, C. Rodriguez Jr., you got anything to plug here, man, before Dan and I rip the final 3 games?
Nah, I'd just like to give a shout-out to a couple of my boys, Jay, Young Spiz, the whole nation. You guys always giving out those good picks and everything.
Sounds good, man.
That's about it.
Awesome, dude. Awesome. Well, dude, we really appreciate your support. You're always awesome, man. You're always on there in the mornings, dude, and we appreciate it, dude. Thank you.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks for having
all
me
right,
on,
man. Go get some rest, player.
Yes, sir.
All right, man.
All right,
Have
take
a good
care.
day.
Take care.
Too, man. Yo, for those of you guys who don't understand, a double shift in New York, man, you might be up to 4 or 5 in the morning.
Oh, dude, that's got to be brutal, man, especially in the city.
I mean, dude, when right out of college, when I was struggling to find a job, I made some good money bartending in New York City, but dude, you work till 4 in the morning. That's when the bar actually closes. Then you got to clean up and do all the crazy stuff. And you're there till 5 or 6.
Oh, my God. The sun's coming up. Everybody's walking their dogs all normal.
You're like a vampire, dude. You're just trying to get home. You love the winter because it, it doesn't get dark that early. But, in the summer, man, when you're getting out of there at 6 in the morning, you're coming up from the basement, and you're just you feel like one of those subway rats. Your eyes burning.
Yep.
You've been drinking all night, too.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. All right. So we're going to move.
Let's get into your game.
Let's move into a couple of other notables that I'm finding. Okay, so I see
some real nasty ones.
I see some notables. Both of these teams kind of sniffing around the wild card spot here, which I don't think Tampa Bay will do anything at all, Dan. Period. I can't stand this team. But they're playing at Texas, and they got your boy Nate Karns on the mound today, brother. So, when I look at this game, Nate Karns versus Martin Perez for Texas, and Texas is favored minus 115, brother. Talk to me about Mr. Nate Karns.
Yeah, I love Karns, and, the Mets did take him to task a little bit in his last start at home. In his last 7, he's 3-2 with a 4.02. Not great, but I'm still going to ride him here because Perez, he's started 5 games. He's 1-2 with a 5.81. His last 2 starts have been good against San Francisco and at Seattle, but the start before that, he got destroyed by the Yanks. Tampa Bay's also been playing really good baseball. I know what you're saying, kid. I don't really believe in the Rays either, but I still think that they're better than Texas at this point, even on the road. The line is pretty favorable. Minus 105. Minus 105, slight dog.
Yes.
But I'm going to ride Karns. I just think the pitching matchup really favors Tampa Bay here. And I think he gets it back on track.
And I got to be honest with you, as badass as the Texas Rangers have been offensively, I mean, they're at home. They're not that good at home, man. Let me see. 7-1 in the last 8 at home, guys. So recently they've been good. But before that, Dan, I remember a really bad slide. It was like 3-12 or something like that at home. Do you remember that?
I do. And, you know me. I haven't been you're a bigger believer in the Rangers than I am.
Yep.
I just don't like them as a team. And I think it all relates back to pitching, right? And look, I know they've been good lately, but they've played, if you look at who they played, they had that great series against the Astros. I'll give you that. Everybody thought that they were going to be really hot.
Yep.
Then they lost 2 out of 3 at the Mariners. They lost 2 out of 3 at the Twins. Now today they're coming home, but it's the Rays, and the Rays have been playing really good baseball. Like I said, I think the Rays get it done today. Texas does nothing to impress me.
Got it, man. Got it. So you don't think they're going to catch anybody in the AL West, huh?
Maybe the Angels, and they'll both miss the playoffs together.
Oh, I know. So, Dan, you don't want to break down Philadelphia and Milwaukee, do you?
Milwaukee.
All right, I hear you.
I'm getting closer to my number.
You are, man. You are. It's going to be neck and neck all the way to the. It's probably going to come down to that last game.
You got a countdown chart yourself?
Yes, I do. As a matter of fact.
But Milwaukee at minus 165 is still a joke, even at home against the Phils. So I'm just gonna stay away from that.
Yeah, definitely. You know what? 2 more games that I want to discuss.
Yeah.
I want to discuss Detroit at Houston because Houston with Dallas Keuchel minus 135 with an under-over of 8. Dan, I got to be honest with you.
Wait, minus 130. I got it at minus 230.
Oh, 235. My bad. Yeah, minus 235. Yeah. All right. So I got to be honest with you. I was talking to the Dream about this. As much as I dislike the Houston Astros, I think that they're going to go on a little bit of a run after that awful skid, especially with their homecoming here.
Yeah.
I think they're going to win this game. I think they're going to win this game by more than 2 runs. I think a run line is definitely strong here. But I may get it down to the -1 just so I don't get beat by the hook. I'm sure you agree with me on this.
100%. We all know how bad the Astros are on the road, and they proved it. They got bludgeoned by the Rangers in the Athletics. They were able to salvage that last game of the 2-game set at the Giants. They won that 2-0. And now you have Keuchel coming on the mound at home against probably I think they're the second most dominant home team behind the Mets right now. The Mets are like 41-13 at home or 42-13.
Wow.
It's I think the Mets have the best home record in the last 80 years right now.
Wow, unbelievable.
Yeah, it's crazy. But, so guys, you also have to look at stuff like that, right? So we know the Astros dominate home, the Mets dominate at home and during day games for whatever reason. Not a lot of blue-eyed players, I guess. But,
yeah, right.
But no, dude, I'm all over the Houston run line here.
Yes.
And I'm also, I don't know if we're going to get in this game, so I'll just throw this parlay out there anyway. I've been loving these -200 parlays because they pay out plus money.
Yep.
And I'm going to take Keuchel and Jaime Garcia for the Cardinals tonight at home against the Marlins.
Makes sense. Yeah, because the Marlins are terrible on the road. They're one of the worst teams in baseball.
Road, and they're facing the Cardinals and Jaime Garcia.
Okay.
So I'm all over that one. I might even throw Price in there as well and make a little 3-teamer out of it.
Ooh, Dan. Making me excited here, man.
I know.
When I look at Miami and St. Lucia, absolutely, totally agree with you on that. I think Miami gets blown up by Jaime Garcia, and I think St. Lucia gets the job done here with Kohler as well, being just under 4 point. Just under a 4 ERA with a 3.91, but Jaime Garcia has been pretty good, 1.77. So I think we'll get involved with that one, which is going to the next notable game, the Washington Nationals at the San Francisco Giants, and both teams actually aspiring to be a wild card team at this point. Pretty sad with what's happening to the Washington Nasties, but they do have Mr. Max Scherzer on the mound versus San Fran's Matt Cain. Washington -155 with an under-over of 7. Dan, they're giving a lot of juice on the road.
Crazy. Did anybody not see what happened to Scherzer last time out?
Oh, man. Let me just take a look at what happened to him. Let me just look at the numbers, man. Colorado, 6 innings, 8 hits, 4 earned runs at home.
At home.
And they lost. Yeah, that was due. You had Colorado on that plus like 210?
It was like plus 260. It was insane. and then remember, like some cat out there played the Colorado adjusted run line and hit a plus 450. So, I also had the over on that game because there's something that doesn't look quite right about Scherzer to me.
Okay.
There's something off. In his last 7 starts, he's 2-2 with a 4.15. All right. 43 innings. He struck out 52, which is awesome. But he's also walked 9, which isn't terrible for him. But he's giving up hits and runs. His whip is plus 1.1. Look, Matt Cain has been bad. I mean, real bad. But I also, I'm not going to take this play. If this was like plus 200, I'd roll my dice on the Giants. But look, I have the Giants series play, figuring that they'd win last night. They're going to struggle tonight. But call me a Nationals hater right now. They look like garbage. They have everything to play for. And when Scherzer was out last time, you have your ace on the mound, you get beat by Colorado who's on the road.
Yes.
That's pitiful. So I'm not going to touch this game unless something goes crazy with the line. If I can get the Giants at like plus 150, maybe I'll look to knock on that action. But right now, I'll leave it alone.
All right. Sounds good, man. So, Dan, when I look at this, this particular matchup, I don't like it at all. I don't know about the Nationals. And I got to be honest with you, dude. The Nationals cannot hit elite pitchers.
No.
They can't, dude. And you know what?
Kane hasn't been elite this year, but...
Oh, no, I'm not saying Kane is. No, not Kane. I'm not referring to Kane. I'm talking about when they faced the likes of Greinke and Kershaw. I forgot who else, man. There was some other big-name pitchers that they went against that they barely scored any runs at all, dude. So, you know what? Anytime I see them...
Good.
Yeah, anytime I see them in a big spot like that where they're going against an elite pitcher, I usually bet the other way, to be honest with you. So,
3 more. And, here's the thing with them. I mean, if Bryce Harper wasn't in that lineup, can you think about how bad they would
Oh, yeah, really bad. Really bad. I agree. So,
their full offense is based on one guy, and Zimmerman's been good, but that's it.
Yeah, definitely. So, I want to talk real quick about the LA Dodgers. I know we talked about them before. Now, what is going to go down at the end of the year if they don't make it to the World Series and or win the World Series? You know it's going to go back to the trade talks. Why the hell didn't you get your hands on Cueto? Why didn't you get your hands on Price? Why didn't you get your hands on Cole Hamels? You know what I mean? I mean, look who they got, dude. Matt Latos, Alex Wood. I mean, come on.
Yeah, and I love that I had some Dodgers like, we got Latos. Yeah, Latos, guys. Come on. Give me a freaking break.
So what happened to him last night? My God.
Oh, God. I mean, Latos' tattoos are much prettier than his pitching these days.
Yeah,
so,
right.
Look, the Dodgers might not even make the playoffs.
You really think that they're not going to make the playoffs, huh?
I just have this thing, and look, I don't hate the Dodgers. I mean, it should be in my family bloodline to hate the Dodgers. My grandfather grew up a Brooklyn Dodgers fan, but I don't hate them. It's just they don't have the it factor. They have a great top 2 pitching, which carries them through so much.
Right.
So much. But after that, it's not. I don't know. They just do not do it for me. I think San Francisco, who's notorious for going on big runs, will have one of their big runs. Right now you're looking at it. San Francisco is only 2.5 games back.
Yep.
The Dodgers 64 and 51. They would not make a wild card right now.
Unbelievable, Dan.
They wouldn't if this, So you're talking by the end of this weekend, because like I said, I think San Francisco really takes the Nasties to task and wins 2 out of 3. So, or maybe I guess it'd be 3 out of 4. They're playing a 4-game series. 3 out of 4. If they do that, and the Dodgers, they looked like garbage last night. And look, I think they should win the rest of these games of the series. But who knows? I mean, they don't have their top pitching on the mound. there's a good chance that they could be in a virtual tie or a half game up or down for first place. This weekend is going to be a big moving weekend. Use a golf term, but there's going to be a lot of change that goes on this weekend, guys, and a lot of pulling away. I mean, you got the Angels, which are free falling. Kansas City's basically wrapped up that division 11 games up. Toronto's a half game up, but now Tampa Bay is only 5 games back. Baltimore's 5.5 back of the division. So there's going to be some crazy stuff. And look, the Dodgers, I called it from the beginning of the season. I did not look. I thought it was going to be San Diego, but San Francisco is sneaky good. And dude, the Dodgers are a joke. I mean, I don't know if you saw this on ESPN the other day. They're paying relievers that are no longer with the team almost $90 million.
Oh.
That's more than the relievers that are currently on their team.
Wow.
So, that's probably why they didn't go out and make a trade. I know the Dodgers like to say, hey, we'll spend $1 billion if we have to, but I mean, their payroll is insane. And you're talking about, they need to go out there. They need to find a waiver wire play. They need to go out there and find a waiver wire trade to bring in a halfway decent pitcher.
Yeah.
Everybody said you could have traded, they could have picked up John Neese from the Mets for a Yasiel Puig.
Yep.
Which, I know everybody loves to hate on Neese, but he's a lefty with a 3.4 ERA.
Yeah.
If you slot him into the Dodgers as the third starter, all of a sudden they're winning a lot more than they are now. So, two starters just doesn't do it.
Absolutely, man. When I look at the Dodgers, I mean, I think they got the ability to win. The thing that makes them dangerous is you got the ability to win the first 2 games in a in a playoff series and or a wild card game. So I mean, you're either going to throw Greinke or Kershaw on the mound, whoever's hotter in that wild card game.
Yeah,
so then go ahead.
Here's the thing: that Kershaw's been bad in the playoffs, and I know. Yeah, I know. No, it's just St. Louis.
He's a Peyton. I know. He's a Peyton Manning of baseball.
It's kind of true. I mean, he has to really go out there and prove himself. But, I know St. Louis is his kryptonite anyway. I mean, that really is what sets him down. But the thing is, if you go out there and let's say you have game 1 at home with Kershaw on the mound and you lose, you're done.
You're done. Yeah, you're done.
Mentally, you're just like, oh, crap.
You're done. I agree. I just think with the 1-2 punch of Greinke and Kershaw, I think that'll get them. That could possibly, if Kershaw does his thing in the playoffs, that gets them a 2-0 lead in any respective series.
Oh, I know. But the Giants have been playing. I mean, besides for that, obviously they ran into the buzzsaw. That's the Cubs. And guys, I tend to take certain games and not count teams that play the Mets right now, or teams that play the Cubs, or teams that play, Toronto. It's like running into a buzzsaw, right?
Yep.
So you got to kind of take those games with a little bit of a grain of salt. But still, other than those, I mean, the pitching rotation has been a lot better for San Francisco. Minus that 1 game against the Braves, they gave a 3 spot, a 1 spot. The series against the Cubs is a little bad. They still pitched okay. They ended up still taking 1 of 2 from the Astros. They pitched really well. They pitched great against the Nationals last night. And that was Vogelsong. So, if some of these pitchers that used to be really good can bounce back in the form, maybe Kane comes out and has a dominant start tonight and looks good again. Yep. Who knows? But, I think that the San Francisco Giants have a higher ceiling than the Dodgers do. The Dodgers, to me, play an individual game. They have guys that can win you games, but it's not a team chemistry type game, which I think is what's missing.
All right, got it, man. Yeah, got it. Because, we got to really start looking right now, as we close this thing out, Dan. So now we really need to start looking at value as far as futures are concerned. Now is when your boy, the Mad Hatter, really steps on the gas and starts really pumping some money into teams that I think are an absolute lock to get into the playoffs. All right. So now you look at Dan. I gotta say, Kansas City and the St. Lucia Cardinals will make the playoffs.
Yes,
absolutely.
that is a lock.
Absolute lock. I mean, nothing's ever a lock. Kansas City could lose 20 out of 30.
Well, it's funny because I think Kansas City's magic number is still 38.
Okay.
Which means, for guys who don't know what the magic number is, that doesn't necessarily mean you have to win 38 more games. What that means is that and the team behind you between wins and the team behind you losing has to be 38, either of your wins or the other team losing.
Still a lot of baseball left.
Right.
But
it's pretty much a lot.
Kansas City, Kansas City and St. Lucia.
Yep.
And I got to be honest with you, as much as I hate to say this, I think the Pittsburgh Pirates are almost a lock for a wild card. Wouldn't you agree?
No.
No, huh? Whoa.
No.
Oh, because of the Cubs in San Fran.
I don't think that's a lock. I don't think that's a lock because, the pitching has not been that good.
Yeah, I mean, Garrett Cole, Laureano.
Right, they haven't been.
J.A. Happ, Jeff Locke. Jeff Locke is terrible, I know.
Right. So, like I said, right now, you got, I think, what did I say? It's like a 3.5. So, right now, Pittsburgh is in the number one wild card. They're only up a game and a half on the Cubs for that spot. And San Francisco's 4.5 back.
Okay.
I know the Nationals are 7.5 back and Arizona's 9 back. So it looks like right now, you basically have the Mets and Nationals, San Francisco, the Dodgers, because whoever doesn't win these divisions, St. Louis, I think, like you said, is locked up for that division. So, look, St. Louis is going to win the division. So Pittsburgh, I think that the Cubs will wind up with the number one wild card, and then Pittsburgh's going to fight San Francisco and Washington all the way down to the wire. Washington, I think, will fold and not make the playoffs, which would be hilarious.
Wow.
But, I think that I still like San Francisco and even the Nasties a little better than Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh has some flaws lately.
Wow. Wow, man. I thought they were for real after smoking the Dodgers, man. But, hey, when I look at this. All right.
I don't like the Dodgers that well.
All right. So I think we're both in agreement that right now the thing to do would be to absolutely start really pounding the St. Lucia Cardinals and the Kansas City Royals as far as futures are concerned, because there's just no way. I mean, there is a way they won't make the playoffs, but I'm almost certain that both of these teams are going to get in. Okay, so now
I would pound that. I'd start pounding Houston, honestly, and I know it's still not as close, and they're 3-7 in their last 10. But the Angels really look like they're fading. And the Angels right now have the second wild card. Houston's winning the division. I'd also start, and I know these are a little closer for your comfort necessarily, but I'd start pounding Toronto too.
Oh yeah, no, I've gotten, dude. I got hurt on one. Listen to this story. So, and I know we're going over, guys, but you know what? Hey, it is what it is. It's Friday. Enjoy the weekend, and this is our pre-weekend spectacular. All right, so. What happened with me and with Toronto, I've been putting a lot of money on them as they've been covering run lines, right, Dan? So one book, I'm not going to say who it is because it really pissed me off, dude. But what they did was they capped me at a certain number as far as a payout is concerned. And what I couldn't do was it was a 16-1 shot for them to win the World Series. So I capped. They said you got to wait for the odds to change. So I said, all right, whatever. So I'm going to wait for the odds to change to invest, a couple $100 more into them. Sure enough, dude, they win the series versus the Yankees and drop all the way down to 8-1. Bang! Just like that, man. Pissed me off.
Oh, yeah.
That sucks. That sucks. Guys, a lot of these books, if you're going to invest in futures, number one, they'll only let you put a certain amount of money on them per price as far as the odds are concerned. So right now, if you were to get, let's see, the Kansas City Royals at 6-1, you can only put a certain amount of money on them, and then you have to wait for those odds to change, whether it goes up or down, plus 650 or plus 575 or something like that. So keep that in the back of your brains, and make sure you call the books before you put a G-note on there, thinking that you're going to get a G-note on them. That's number one. Number two is, man, just make sure that you're being smart about it and you're catching the best odds possible. Shop your lines, because I got to be honest with you. I mean, I'll give you an example right now. The Minnesota Twins are 200-1 on one book on Sportsbook AG. But when you go in the next book up is 150-1. So that's like, what, 30% more, 33% more?
Yeah.
And then the book behind that is 75-1, dude. So you definitely got to do the 200-1 with the Minnesota Twins if you're going to get involved with them. Right. So, hey, it is what it is, man. So I'm thinking St. Lucia, Kansas City Royals. Those are the two teams that we're going to start pounding right now. I think Kansas City's going to steal a win at some point versus the Angels at home.
I think that Kansas City wins the next two.
All right, sounds good, man. So that's what we'll get involved in. And Dan, your New York Mets have a really weak schedule going forward.
I know they have. I mean, when you have the Braves and the Phillies and the Marlins in your division right now,
yeah.
There have been years, though, and I don't want to hear anybody crying, because there have been years when all those teams have been really good. Really good. 80-plus win teams, all of them. So, yeah, the Mets got a little bit of a break, but you still got to play the games. You still got to, hey, look, like I said to you yesterday, Phil's going to fill. Phillies are back to being the Phillies, so that's okay, and the Marlins stink. Yep. And look, hey, the Nationals, we got 6 games left with them, and I like our chances. So
yeah, I like your chances too.
Hey, the only other game I'm taking today, and I'm not even going to go into a breakdown, but I am gonna go with a Coors Field special and go with Johan Flande today at plus 105.
Johan Flande, you love that name.
I love me some Johan Flande, man. And Tyson Ross, hey, just do me a favor, guys. Tyson Ross has been bad. Remember, he got beat up by the Phillies at home last time.
Oh, definitely, man, definitely. All right, Dan. So that is gonna do it for us, guys. Freaky Friday. My boy Marlon is on here sending me some outstanding stuff. Thank you very much. I like the one on the bar. That's awesome. Big ups to Ciroc King J for making it happen today as usual, great. Man. Wow.
Good contest.
Unbelievable,
Good contest,
dude. Unbelievable. I can't wait to take this to another level, which we're going to be doing coming up, man. We will have that conversation with you as we go, guys. So let me just switch this up, Dan. Why don't you tell the audience what you're on, who you're feeling, and we will go from there.
Yeah, so like I said, we're going to ride the Cubs. These are all money lines. Cubs minus 110, Mets minus 120, Rays minus 105, Diamondbacks minus 130. We're going to parlay the Cardinals and the Astros.
Yep.
And we're also going to take Johan Flande and the Colorado Rockies at plus 105.
That is sweet, Dan. That's St. Lucia and Houston I really like, man. Dude, I'm feeling Houston big time today. I mean, as much as I'm
also on that Houston run line with you.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely, man. As much as I'm, not usually feeling the Houston Astros, I am definitely feeling that, guys, listen, they're going to win this series. I have a really good feeling about it. The Detroit Tigers are absolutely spiraling out of control. You see them fighting in the dugout. You see that bullpen is absolutely atrocious. I think Houston. I think the Houston. Yeah, and the pitching. The Houston Astros have been. They're number one in the league in hitting home runs, even though they're pretty bad at strikeouts. But who the hell is going to be striking out a lot of people on the Detroit Tigers as far as their rotation? So I think we're Houston Astros is pretty much a really good play as far as the series and tonight is concerned, Dan.
Yes, sir.
All right, so big ups to Kiem Vu. Got Christos, Tanakis, the Canadian Capper, Super Mario Locks, Irvin, The Pick, Vegas Girl 92661, Heavy 365, MG86. My man D, I got JC, hashtag SBTVNation, Sin City Maverick, Jay Snyder, Maddie Fresh, winning picks with some stellar photos. Thank you very much. AZ Wildcat 83, Kurt Lauderdale, great job on the golf. Sir Mata, Direct Sports Solutions, the king of spreads. My man Clown Man Swaggy. What's up, kid? How's Brady going to do in court? I got OJFB, I got Holiday, JCats, P for Press, G Rose, JDH24, hashtag SBTV. What's up, brother? I got Bully Sports Cards. I got Benjamin Rowe. Got Jordan H. Ciroc King J. C. Rodriguez Jr. Thank you so much for calling. We really appreciate it. And Rick Lopez, hashtag SBTV. Guys, we are Sports Bettors TV, the biggest show in the world. Having an absolute blast 7 days a week. We love you to death. Go out there. Go easy. Do your own homework. Bet your own plays. Make all your dreams a reality. And get that money. Let's go.